Howdy fellow YouTubers, Mr.Z bunch of numbers here with a change of pace. I was talking with another one of my YouTube friends, one of my viewers and subscribers, and he recently did a video that showed his artwork, and it kind of piqued my interest, and I saw some stuff that I really liked, and I thought, you know what, I should show my artwork. I used to do a lot of art in high school. I took art classes all the way through high school, and I enjoyed it. And that's where I met Mrs. Z in an art class, and we've been together ever since. And I really haven't done much since high school, and it's one of those things where I really wish I could start doing it again, and it would probably help me relax a little bit. But anyways, I thought I would share some of this with you, just to see that I do have other hobbies. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. The first one is kind of just an abstract. Not really trying to say anything with this piece, but it's just one of the projects that we had to do with the different types of pencils and shading and pattern and just, continuing round and round, and you just get lost in it. It's not really, dead set on anything. You just keep doing the same things in a repetitive way until you fill up the entire space. That's the first one. The second one, and a lot of this was done through like initial tracing and shading. So like when you see Sid over here from Ice Age, that was done through tracing. And same thing with the Nemo's dad up there, and this tortoise down here. It's kind of like ghosts, like hanging around, and just kind of, it's like your brain waves. Got all these waves radiating from my mind, and have random tortoises and Sid and Nemo wandering around. But yeah, interesting looking Frankenstein with the piercing eyes, just white. That's interesting. And the next one was completely constructed using random objects that, we picked out. Now, most of it is done with the pieces of magazine and, marker and different things to give texture. Now, it's got like foam for the eyes for the dog, an actual tongue, and used a lot of different pieces of like fur and texture to kind of show the different leg pieces. And as the dog is sitting in the box, that's actual pieces of box that I got for my work that I cut up into little pieces and used to create a box that the dog is sitting in. And then you have an old man sleeping on the bed over here. You can see his hands holding on his head, cotton for his hair, and foam for the eyes, and actually used a real shirt to create his shirt that covers his arm that's coming out of his bed. And his bed is another different texture, and I used tape to hold it together, and I painted the tape so it looks, similar to the color. And I also used foam for the pillow and the mattress, and more magazine to create all of the bedposts and stuff like that. And there's a lamp up there. That is a window. You may or may not be able to tell, but there's a window, and these things are the shades that I use markers to kind of create a little bit of a flowing feel to it. This is one of my favorite pieces that I did. It was all set out with a little bit of a traced outline that I drew up looking at a picture that was in a magazine as an advertisement. So I freehand sketched an outline that I put all these different pieces inside of to create this. So I thought that was pretty cool when I did it. The next one was one of the very first projects that I did. It's kind of got like pastel and different stuff. You took different objects and, created lines to kind of show the flow of, or the shape of, the items. So it's kind of like a one-dimensional type deal that you use lines to try to give it some depth and some, 3D visuals. And the next one is a mirror image project that I used birds and ivy, and of course a treehouse with some really cool color pencil shading. give it an ice blue look to it. Really like this. Mrs.Z loves this one. And then the next one, this one was kind of a chaotic piece. This is a plant that I drew freehand, and then the bottom is trying to show like the texture of the dirt, and I didn't get time to paint it all the way like I wanted to, but it was enough to kind of give it the idea that there's kind of a dirt, and then this is the plant sticking up from the dirt, so interesting looking. And then Mr.Z's ugly mug on a piece of paper that I drew for a project, and this is just a blown up version of it. And this is a ink print that we cut out kind of a rubber mold and stamped it in multiple layers like you would do with a tampo on like a Hot Wheels. And this is a person's face up close. As you can see, there's the nose, glasses, the eyes on a black mat. Use 3 different colors to stamp. And then a little lizard that I drew on some trace paper, so I could transfer it over to the paper that I was doing for a project. And this is one of the little activities they had us do where you had to use shapes to create something. And I created this little monster guy with a, his eye, nose, tongue, and probably like a tooth maybe, and a little fish that he's trying to swim up to and eat. But yeah, that just shows a little bit of my creativity using the shapes that you're given in the bottom. And then the last one is a watercolor that was really sloppy that I kind of tried to mimic a picture that I saw, so I freehand sketched and then watercolored over it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my little miniature art show, and feel free to comment and say what you want about them, and if you think they look like a second grader's art, go ahead and say that too, I don't mind. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace until my next update.